Hey guys, welcome to today's video. We are going to be doing a drugstore makeup tutorial. We are going to be using this green shade and purple. I really love this look. I tried it out last night and I'm going to teach you how to do it. So let's get started. We're going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation. This is for normal to oily skin. I really like this, especially when it is super hot outside, like it is in California, and I'm in the middle of makeup meltdown. So I'm going to be taking my Real Techniques brush that I have never used before. So this is like a bonus first impressions. And I'm going to grab the foundation off the back of my hand and just do an even application all over the face. This is the loudest brush I have ever used. You want to make sure to take a little foundation down your neck as well, just to make sure everything is blended and you don't have that demarcation line. And I even like to go to my big, huge ears. I was going to do this whole video with my ears in my headband, but now I'm just like, oh, whatever, screw it. It is my one thing that I'm not the biggest fan of. What can I do about it? I got big ears. While we're working on the eyes, I'm going to pop a little bit of Aquaphor on my lips. This happens to be one of my favorite balms of all time, and it's cheap. I'm going to be taking my Maybelline Brow Satin Eye Pencil, which I have been loving, and I'm just going to pop a little bit of color in the sparse areas of my eyebrows, which, by the way, are doing a little bit better. I'm using a brow serum that I really like. Just make sure when you apply your brow pencil that you always take a spoolie and kind of brush that color through. It helps things to look much more natural. We're going to take this LA Girl Pro Primer in nude and pop this all over the eyelid from the lash line up to the brow bone. We're going to take this Sonia Kashuk Bare Necessities palette. I'm going to work with the lightest shade in here and just pop the color underneath the high points of my brow bone. We are going to go back to that Sonia Kashuk palette, but we are moving straight into this Circa Beauty palette in Adore Me, and we're going to be taking this shade right here and popping it in the crease. Normally I start in the crease with a lighter shadow, but we're kind of reversing the situation today. I'm going to be taking a Zoeva Luxe Soft Definer brush, and I'm just going to pick up the color and shake off some of that excess. And we're going to go right in the crease. This color is really intense, so you do not want to press hard at all. I know it's looking like a lot of color is getting on here, but I'm barely dusting this in the crease so that we can then take another brush and blend and buff all of that color out. We're going to go back to the Sonia Kashuk palette and grab this guy right here and buff out the crease even more. And I am just going on top of that darker shade, but I'm also going a little bit up toward the eyebrow because I just want this to all be very, very blurred out. And you can start to kind of curve the color down on the lower lash line because we are going to be doing a very rounded effect on the edge instead of an angled liner. We'll go more into detail on this once we apply the concealer on and start really working on that lower lash line, but feel free to really go in that kind of U shape on the corner of your eye. Now I'm going to be taking this green color. This is the fun part. This looks so gorgeous all over the lid, and I actually prefer using my fingertip for this part. Close my eye and press in the lid, starting with the center part of my eye, and slowly work my way on the inner corner, making sure to not get that color in the crease, so keep it really low. Now I do want to get this inner portion of my eye, and I want to be very detailed with it, so I am going to use an angled brush and just get right in there without getting color on this area of your eye here. We're going to take a Zoeva Luxe Petite Crease brush. This is just a little bit slimmer, and we are going to go on the outer V of the eye and darken things up with that initial color we put in the crease from Circa Beauty. So just kind of feather this on the outer edge, a little bit up into that outer crease. We're going to move to the under eye area and conceal so we can finish up this lower lash line. I'm going to take my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and this is in the shade Sand Sable, and I'm just going to pop this right underneath the eye, a little bit up toward my hairline so I get a kind of highlighted effect. To blend this in, I'm going to take a Sonia Kashuk brush. This is the number 5 foundation brush, but it is a lot smaller, in my opinion, than most foundation brushes, and it's really great for kind of pressing your concealer in. We are immediately going to set the under eye area with this e.l.f. high definition powder. And you want to do that even if you're not setting the rest of your foundation yet, because concealer does tend to crease immediately if you don't set it right away. And remember to make your alien face, because you don't want creases. Let's attack that lower lash line with a ton of eyeshadow, because we are really going to smoke things up. I'm going to take this Sonia Kashuk Tools number 31, and we're going back in that initial brown. This is like the most used color of the whole thing. Make sure you tap off the excess, and we are going to start on the outer corner and just drag this color pretty generously to the inner corner. I'm going to buff out this color and soften it up a little bit. I am grabbing this shade in the middle here from the Sonia Kashuk palette. We're kind of mimicking what's going on in the crease on the upper part of the eye and just making sure that everything is really blended out. Don't get frightened, we are going to take a little bit of black. I almost never do this, but it does emphasize the eyes in such a beautiful way. So I am taking this Wet n Wild shadow in Panther, and I am just going to pop this on the outer corner really delicately. You don't want to bring it in far at all. You just want to emphasize those outer corners. And of course, blend, blend, blend. So we are going back in with this brush that we buffed out the lower lash line with, and we are just going to use soft circular motions and blend out that dark shade. I'm going to first dampen a pointed Q-tip with a little bit of this L'Oreal Infallible Setting Spray. I actually really like using Q-tips with my makeup. I just think it's easy. Just for a little teeny tiny, just extra bump of color. Now I'm going to go in with CoverGirl's Super Sizer Mascara and generously coat the upper and lower lashes. We are almost done with the eyes. We are just going to line the upper and lower waterline, not the actual lash line, and I'm using this LA Girl Glide Gel Liner in black. It's time to powder our face, because for me it is super hot outside and I just want everything to lock in. So I'm using a mattifying powder. This is from Rimmel. This is the Stay Matte powder, and I am just going to really focus on my oilier areas on the forehead, down the bridge of the nose, the chin, sides of the nose, just to kind of mattify those areas. You don't need to go crazy with the powder. I'm going to be taking this bronzer from J.Cat, and this is in the shade Bora Beige. It's really shimmery, but I don't mind it. It actually gives a nice glow, and I'm not heavily contouring the face. I am just warming things up. It is time to rosy up the cheeks, and we are going to take Pearlescent Pink from Wet n Wild. This is literally $2.99, and it is one of my favorite drugstore blushes ever. It is a total dupe for NARS's Orgasm, and we are just going to rosy up the apples of the cheeks. We are taking an eyeshadow from J.Cat Beauty. This is Dolce de Leche, and I have used this so much since I got it. I am just going to take a fan brush and hit this right on the high points of my cheeks. A little bit on the tip of the nose and down the center of the nose as well. We're getting our strobing action on. Now it's time for a little lipstick action. Both of these items are from Makeup Artistry, which is available at CVS. And I am taking this lip liner in the shade, it does not say. I will do some intense investigating and I will find out what this is called. I'm going to take the shade Nude and apply this all over my lips. And because more is more sometimes and I want just a touch of gloss, I'm going to take this Catrice Infinite Shine Lip Gloss in the shade Rosewood Dew. And I'm so happy that you guys liked my Titanic joke, by the way, if you watched me haul this. Okay, placing this on the center. Just gives a little extra something, makes your lips a little bit poutier. And now that we are done with our makeup look, we want to make sure that it lasts. So I'm going to take a few spritzes of my very favorite drugstore setting spray. This is the Infallible Makeup Setting Spray from L'Oreal. Just shower in it. I say a few spritzes, but I'm that crazy person that's like, by a few, I mean 10. More is more. Hashtag more is more. That's like the theme of this tutorial. So this is the completed look. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you want more drugstore themed videos, please give this one a thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss any future videos, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching. Mwah.